while I sip my coffee. Anyway, hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you didn't already, I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. Please excuse me. Sorry, I had to adjust the angling of the camera because I thought it was too short. But anyway, today in this video, I'm going to tell you guys a very funny story about how I made a mistake and I accidentally closed my chickens out of the chicken coop one night. So this is a story about how I forgot to check if my chickens were in first. And this is a story about how I was not thinking. I accidentally closed the chickens out of the chicken coop and I accidentally left them out all night. And I felt super bad, and my mom and I made a joke that they had an all-nighter because they were left out all night. So anyway, this is a story just to let you guys know to always close your chicken door or check if your chickens are in first before you close the door. Or because you don't want to accidentally make a mistake and close them out because they can get attacked by critters or attacked by raccoons or whatever. So just make sure your chickens are in first. Luckily mine were all safe still, but you should always just make sure your chickens are in the coop first before you close them in. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you learn how to check if your chickens are in their coop first. Pardon me while I take a sip of my coffee. But anyway, this started was it a couple of months ago or was it last year? I can't remember when this was, but I remember it happening. So anyway, my mom asked me to close the chickens in. So I go outside. I think the chickens are all in because it's dark outside and it can't see. And where I live, it's very pitch black dark. It's so difficult to see. So I walked down from the deck to the chicken coop, which is down in the backyard. I closed the chicken coop. I do not check the chicken coop because one of my habits that I usually do, if you didn't see my chicken routine, my chicken's bedtime routine, I'll link that down below if you didn't see. I always check to make sure all of my chickens are in their coop beforehand, and I don't know why I was not thinking, and I forgot to check the coop to make sure all the chickens were in because usually they'll sleep inside or outside. And I go upstairs and then I go to bed. So the very next morning, my mom tells me, "Hey Mena, the chickens were out all night." And I was like, "I thought I closed them in." She goes, "No, all of them were out all night." And I felt super bad, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And I kind of felt a little bad that I accidentally closed the chickens out of the coop. So so we go outside. My mom has me come outside, and she notices all the chickens are outside still, and they were supposed to be put in the night before. And I'm like, "I'm so sorry." And my mom's like, "That's okay. They just had an all-nighter, blah, 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 blah." So we made a joke about it, and it made me laugh to make me feel better. Because one of my bad habits that I've done before, and I'm getting a little better at it, is I would count the chickens and forget to close the chicken door. But what I've been doing lately, so I remember to close the chicken door, is to close the chicken door first, then count the chickens. Because I tried checking them first and then went to go close the chicken door, but that never worked half the time because I would always forget to close the chicken door. So anyway, coffee break. Anyway, so my mom and I started to make jokes how the chickens had an all-nighter as they were out of their coop all night, and we started laughing. And then after we made that joke and laughed, we started to get all the chickens back in, and we made sure all 5 of them got in. And we did make a little thing was to remember to check the chickens and to close the door, then check the chickens afterwards. And I think what I forgot to do was I forgot to check if all the chickens were in the coop before I closed the door. So note to self, check to make sure all the chickens are in after closing the chicken door. So the moral of the story is you should always make sure all your chickens are in the coop before you close the door. Or if you're like me and you can't remember to close the door after checking the chickens, make sure you close the chicken's door and then check to see if all your chickens are in. But double check if you don't have a good memory to make sure you close the door and then make sure all the chickens are in. It's just a good idea because you don't want to leave your chickens out all night if you have chickens as pets, because they can get attacked by critters or eaten by swooped by hawks or whatever. So they can get attacked by a lot of animals that are out at night. So you really got to make sure that your chickens are in their coop before you close the chicken door. So just please keep in mind to keep your chickens safe, make sure they're all in and close the chicken door. Or if you're not good at remembering to close the chicken door first and then count all of your chickens to make sure they're all in first. So just please keep that in mind when you have chickens, just to keep them safe is to close them, make sure you remember to close them in. So that was this story about how I accidentally closed my chickens out of their chicken coop one night. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometime, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.